Hello everyone, myself Karthik. In this video statement, I'll talk about my interest regarding technology and what are my weaknesses, my strengths, and what I do to keep me updated with the latest coming technology. Starting with a brief intro, talking about my background. I am from Rajasthan and I am currently in my fourth year at IIT Delhi doing engineering from textile department. I'll talk about how I got my interest in IT. From childhood only, I was very fascinated by computers. I had always worked with computers, the networks, and has been part of online communities from childhood only, which developed a love for IT inside me, and I even pursued it professionally by doing internship at various places, and I found that I can pursue it as a job for my future. Moving ahead, I'll talk about my strengths. I am a very collaborative person and I have a deep fundamental understanding of the technologies I have worked. I have worked at two startups building their app from scratch. At first startup, I worked with making the SQL integration of backend with the database, and at the second startup, I developed a whole module of login which was based for the authentication of a user, and the second module which was for the onboarding of the user at the platform. It was in a mobile application and I worked there as a backend developer and developed all the APIs and keep the backend architecture so that it is modular and can be used to enhance it further any day. Working in these professional environments, I have developed of maintaining an good code quality, which is very efficient to maintain and easy to read. And I have also worked in a very collaborative environment, working with different teams like teams of UI developers and then making the front end of the app, and then also working primarily at the back end of the code. So I have multiple skill sets regarding the technology which I was working on. I had also maintained many documentations regarding the connection of database because the database technology was very new which we used there, and I have a habit of making good documentation which can be easily read through all the teams, which can be read by all the. In these professional environments, I got to learn about the importance of testing. Everything which was on the development server when it got deployed to the main server was tested by me, and I learned the importance of testing in the software field, which I think I'm also very good at. I started with the unit testing and then I did the complex testing of all the APIs. Now, talking about areas of improvement for me, I would like definitely to improve on my experience level. I would like to gain more inside knowledge on both the front end and back end part, which I have a very conceptual knowledge of the fundamentals. I would like to enhance my horizon of knowledge through courses and even reading books on them. Second, I would like to work on taking constructive criticism. Whenever I take some feedback, I'll think over it, and whatever needs to be implemented, I'll keep in my mind what needs to be enhanced and what are the needs and requirements and implement that. I would like to definitely work on these two parts. Now I'll talk about my professional and personal pursuit regarding IT technologies. I'll start with the personal pursuit. When I got to introduce with the web development, I really loved it, and when I got to know about artificial intelligence and machine learning, I was also intrigued by them. So I thought to make a personal project by combining both the technologies. So what I did was I made an online site where you can give a feed through online cam and it will detect your pose. At the back end, I use the machine learning models to detect your certain pose, which was in a very interesting project. Had very lots of types of different types of tech stack used in that, and I would like to say it was in a very fruitful thing that I did that project and got to learn so many things from that project, and it was yet very interesting for me, and I am still working on it to develop it further. And talking about my professional pursuit, I have done two internships in this field. First internship I did was the previous summer, and after that I even continued a different internship in my semester because I got really hooked to these technologies, and I was working like after the classes over the technology, and it was very interesting time. I didn't feel any pressure of doing the work. I was really enjoying my work there. To keep myself with the upcoming technologies, I generally take part in online forums and the book publications by industry experts. I even join the communities online where I got to know about the technologies and what are their future scope and how they are getting implemented inside the industry level. The site which I mainly use is the Medium. I really love that site. It has very well formulated articles which are written by the industry people which have real knowledge about the technology and are working in that field. So that's the strategy for me. I even look at the GitHub repositories which are very popular these days. It gives me the trend of whatever people are trying to learn and what people are trying to build. I even look at the open source project at GitHub and try to contribute at them, which will enhance my scope of horizon about the knowledge of the tech stack. At the end, I would like to conclude by stating why would I like to work at Ensologic. I have checked on the company's profile and it solves the e-commerce solution. It basically works as a distributor for overseas companies which are trying to target for Indian companies, and they have made their own solution called Biob, which seems very fascinating and interesting project to me. It have an online site where you can list the products and buyers can buy from there. The whole e-commerce is in itself is in a very interesting thing when we look at, like, you need to maintain the inventories online. The inventories needs to be on very at the real time. Inventories need to be updated for everyone, like making payment module for all the peoples and different people. These kind of technologies really intrigate me, and I would like to definitely work on this technology with Ensologic. Thank you.